Save money and reduce food waste. Those are the key ideas behind a new Vancouver business bringing fresh fruit and vegetables right to your door. And for up to 40% off retail prices. We got your attention now, I'm sure. So joining us now is Sang Lei, co-founder of Peko Produce. Sang, hello there.
Hello there. Thank you so much for having me today.
Now I said Peko, Peko Produce. Where does that name come from?
Yeah, Peko is actually derived from the word peculiar produce, which is a wordplay that we use for what is more commonly known as ugly produce or imperfect produce.
Okay, well, how can you offer food for such low prices? How does this whole thing work?
Yeah, it definitely sounds too good to be true initially, but um, we get these peculiar and surplus fruit and vegetable from local wholesaler and farmers who, don't have the ability to send this to grocery store because these are the second grade produce that are rejected from grocery stores. So that's why we're able to get these produce at a huge discount price and then also translate that discount to your customer.
I see. Okay, but the trade-off is you don't, as a customer, get to pick exactly what you get. So how do you ensure that
That's
customers are going to be happy with what's in their
it.
mystery box?
Yeah, so our mystery box consists of 10 to 12 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetable, and we usually have around 9 to 10 different varieties of produce. And we have staples such as, like your bananas, your lettuce, and also really, really exotic fruit and vegetables such as pomelo. And we understand that, the surprise element is not for everyone, but I think that's what keeps the excitement going because you feel like you're opening gift on Christmas Day or like a birthday present that you don't quite know what is in there. But we do mitigate this by sending emails to a customer in advance of their delivery and kind of telling them what they can potentially expect in their box. So at least that helps them meal prep or just get an idea of what's potentially coming their way.
Okay, so what kind of suggestions would you offer for someone for a particular piece of produce?
Oh, I would definitely, since we're working with, second grade produce, which usually have a shorter shelf life, you do need to consume them a little earlier than later. So I would definitely recommend refrigerating them right away and or for more root vegetable or like potato, for example, then keeping them away from the sunlight. But otherwise, I do love, just putting things in the freezer to keep for longer or potentially pickling them to keep them as a snack for a few weeks too.
Okay, now I understand that you're also a student and an intern. How are you managing to balance all of this?
It's definitely a handful. Yeah, I'm currently a final year student at the University of British Columbia, and Peko was actually started as a passion project of mine initially at UBC. I'm also interning at the moment, but I think at the end of the day, it just comes to prioritizing what is more important to you in certain times. And I made that trade off when I decided to work full time in Peko last summer, summer of 2021, when we first opened. And that was when I was able to, along with my co-founder Ariel, build up the foundation for Peko so that I can return to school in the fall and keep the company running at the same time. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I don't have a lot of sleep either.
So at what point do you decide to bring someone else on board so you don't have to do everything yourself?
Yeah, that's a great question for me. When Peko initially started as a passion project in school, it was a very different solution back then. And I knew that, I still have a lot to learn and I need someone who can be my partner in crime and go through, like the difficulties of running an early stage startup, which is why I look for a co-founder. I was lucky enough to meet Ariel, my co-founder, through a mutual friend. And we actually met online during the pandemic, so we've never met in person before. And we just have very complementary skill set to each other. That's why, I decided to team up with her. And it was just the two of us for the first, I want to say the first 8 months. We spent every weekend in the summer of 2021 packing produce, coming from a cushy corporate job. So that was a refreshing change for sure. And then when we returned to school, we realized that, we can't potentially just like keep this running, just the two of us. So that's when we start outsourcing to more partner and also hiring intern this year.
Well, here's to waste not, want not, and to the future success of Peko. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.